So the mainstream consumer, what do they want? They want to do the right thing. They really do. If you ask them, they want to do the right thing. So we need to give them the way to do it. But they don't want to give up performance. They don't want to give up comfort. They don't want to give up convenience. These are all things they want to hold on to. So how do we get them to where we want them to go without them having to give those things up? And the panel talked about that this morning. They don't want to have outlaw behavior, not really, but they don't want to go to extraordinary lengths to do the right thing. They don't want to pay more unless they have to, and that's sometimes where codes and restrictions come into place. But they feel judged by others based on the choices and the decisions they make. So when we do a design, it's an emotional aspect of what they choose, but also how other people judge them on the choices that they've made. And so the designs actually have to telegraph what it is that they installed. They would like professional help. They're confused. They're really looking to other people for advice. The internet's changing our world in that aspect. Early adopters, an important group to all of us. That's the sort of them versus us. Early adopters are not looking for a conventional toilet that works conventionally. They really like things like dual flush because, again, they can actively save more water. It was like the gray water before. If they train themselves, they can do it. They're willing to pay a premium. They're willing to change their behavior in an aspect to do it. And they want products that define their choice. In this case, we've got to design products that express to everybody that they are an early adopter. And so the things like the buttons on the top are a differentiator. It's important to support groups that are trying to improve the world, and we all need to do that. I love WaterSense. It's a tool that allows the consumer out there to begin to make an intelligent decision in a category that they knew nothing about before. And all the aspects in the home, the designs need to express that they are saving water even if they do have the certification. Hospitality is also moving towards conservation and green. They want to give you the notion that you've chosen a green place to stay. And so the win for us is if we can do more green and water conservation and hospitality, and people then want to have that experience in their home. So just a couple of things of where we're going. Smaller tubs, freestanding tubs, spaces that work better. We're looking at a lot of technology and what can we do to make the whole experience better as the scale starts to come down. And again, it all has to have this environmental expression behind it. And it has to telegraph to the person who chooses it and to others that it's part of it all. So designers, it's interesting, much like your group, we have to be optimistic. We have to work 3 to 5 years out. So we really, truly believe that the world's going to be a better place and that we can make it a better place and do designs accordingly. So thank you very much. Are there any questions for Greg? Do we get a microphone? Thank you.
Could you talk about the transition?
Could you stand up and introduce who you are and where you're coming from?
Hi, I'm Martin Morehouse. I'm with Sunlight and Power from Berkeley, California. Could you talk about the transition from the early adopter stage to the mainstream stage? It seems like it's happening really quickly, and how you're pushing that as part of your agenda.
Sure. The early adopters are critical because they are the folks. But it's interesting, and somebody like, I was talking about Leonardo DiCaprio. If early adopters are high profile, that certainly helps everybody to know, to have an idea of where they want to move. So what becomes important is all the channels, all the makeover shows where they have this early adopter aspect out there, and anything we can do to educate the population, the mainstream population, to desire what the early adopters have and to move towards it. But at that point, the designs do have to shift. The mainstream is not willing to put in the extra effort and money that the early adopters are.
Christina Bertia from Oakland, California. Are urine separating flush toilets anywhere on your future radar screen?
I'm sorry, what type of toilets?
In Europe, they have quite a few different brands of urine separating toilets, flush toilets. Are they on your radar screen anywhere?
Obviously not. Urine separating?
Yes.
It
Yes.
separates the urine out from the
Yes.
water?
It separates solids from liquids, yes. Okay, well now they are.
Well, okay, no, I'm not familiar with what you're talking about. Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Okay, well, maybe you can just tell me, give me an idea, where do you see design going in the future now with regard to water efficiency?
Oh, well, it's interesting. What I see as the next big trend, as the social change is occurring with the beverage industry, I think there's coming a backlash to the notion that you're going to buy bottled water and that we need bottled water to drink every day, or that the water coming out of my tap isn't sufficient. And what we see happening is that there are people who want to put in some sort of filter system in their home, but it's not easy, convenient, affordable, all those things. So I would say the next big trend is designs and applications of water delivery systems, especially in the home, that provide filtered water so people can make that conscious break from the water bottle industry that they believe they want to get away from.
Do you think that design can actually impact public acceptance of water efficiency in general?
I do. I think that when we do new products, they have to be really appealing from a design standpoint, hit that emotional chord. But at the same time, they need to express that you've chosen a water efficient or a conservational product. It can't be just another same old or Me Too product. It really needs to express that.
Just tell me a little bit about the value of a symposium like this, and you being able to go and kind of talk to these people that are the innovators about the design aspect.
Well, I think it's really interesting. My team works 3 to 5 years out on new designs. And within our organization, we're sort of unique that way because much of the organization is about today. So we tend to be optimistic. We tend to believe that the future can be improved. But symposiums like this and folks who are working on the codes and projecting down the road of where we're going, they have the same feeling and the same attitude. And so it's really interesting to come here to hear from the technical side where we need to go, as my team works from the emotional and aesthetic side. And boy, if we can bring it together, it just will happen faster and be a better thing.
Right. Is there, tell me a little bit just about how that works. I mean, at your company, the engineers working with the design, is it a pretty symbiotic relationship?
Yeah, actually, if you're going to be successful, it has to be. What my team does is really look at societal issues and what the consumer's feeling about their world and where it's going. We take that information and data with the engineering team working on what's possible and what they believe they can achieve. It only works if we work together. It's possible for my team to create a rendering of a product that couldn't actually ever exist. And that's really tragic. So it's critical from an engineering and a manufacturing standpoint that all of us go down the road together.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.